the back, the VOD and the silver screen. Kevin and Tom and Joe know all there is to know, from masterpieces to deep fried tacos. And if the movie sucks, you might hear them say, there's no telling where the guys will take you. Get ready for a spoiler. Won't say it twice, cause we already warned you. Better watch out, it's gonna ruin the plot. Real spoilers. Real spoilers. Real spoilers.
Broadcasting from the lush but not lavish studios located in the basement of the O'Keefe Institute for Advanced Film Snarkitude, but not today. This is Real Spoilers, episode 857, The Naked Gun Squad. Well, let's go around the virtual table and everyone can introduce themselves.
This is Joe.
This is Kevin.
And this is Tom. Before we dig in, let's knock out shameless plugs. Don't forget, we're available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeart, TuneIn, wherever you find a podcast. You can find us while you are there. Be sure and follow us so you never miss an episode. Maybe leave us a review. That is super helpful and greatly appreciated. You can also find us on Facebook, facebook.com/Real Spoilers. While you're there, like the page, join the group. The group is called the League of Show Sharers because we are hoping you will share an episode. People who were kind enough to share an episode last week include Julianne Jordan, Travis Tewitt, Ralph Tribble, Jason Weesey, Tammy Lynn Powers, Betts, Richard Krotzer, Gabriel Lugo, Chris Magic Man, Brendan McGuckin, Tom Dowdy, Heather Sachs, Taylor Ward, Edit Photo Gamer, Ryan Terry, Geek to Me Radio, Mike and Oscar, Ronnie Castle, The Kryptonian Orphan, Colby Mack, In Session Film, and Nostalgia Cast. So thank you very much for sharing an episode. It is greatly appreciated. And also, if you would like to support the show beyond just listening, obviously listening is supporting the show, but if you feel like you need to support us even more,
Which we appreciate.
yes,
And let's face it, you do.
you do.
Especially what's
We
over
would
on that
recommend you giving us money, and
That's
that can be done via Patreon, patreon.com/Real Spoilers. It's $5 a month. You get all sorts of bonus content, and we like you extra. Is our It's Pat episode, is that up yet?
It's not up yet, but it's
Not
being
yet.
edited.
It's being
Okay.
edited.
Yeah.
So that will be up soon, and then we are
Thank God that's
following-
behind a paywall.
I know. and then we are following that up. We're recording that this week with, as we wind our way through the SNL-verse,
Yeah.
we're going to do Stuart Saves His Family, which I had never seen.
We are entering
Oh,
the
wow.
SNL movies that these are the ones I've never seen. This I've never seen.
Neither of you have seen Stuart Saves His
Nope.
Family. I used to watch that on VHS. Now, I'm not saying that was bad, but like It's Pat, Stuart Saves His Family, those would be Schnook's grocery store
Sure,
rental items
sure.
for me,
Yeah.
just because they were there, you know? I mean,
Yeah.
there wasn't that big of a selection.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I've never seen Stuart Saves His Family. I've never seen Ladies Man.
Nope. Neither have I.
But
Oh,
I've
wow.
seen Superstar and I've seen Night at the Roxbury.
I have not seen either one of those.
Okay.
So I'm kind of thinking, and you guys will have to tell me when you're done with all these movies, but I kind of think you guys have seen the good ones.
I know, because we haven't gotten to MacGruber
Yeah, and
yet.
Tom's a big MacGruber
is
guy.
still an S. Okay, that's fair. That's so modern that I kind of forget about it because,
Yeah.
like, I grew up with all the other ones, and then
And I know this might sound like blasphemy to people my age that grew up with Blues Brothers.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, MacGruber, best SNL movie of all time.
Bold. I like it.
I think MacGruber's better than Blues Brothers, but that again, I'm different era. But yeah, I would
and
agree
I
with
think
you.
Blues Brothers is great. I mean, I love the Blues Brothers, but like I think MacGruber is a funnier movie than the Blues Brothers. So,
And interestingly enough, do you know who that's directed by?
Is it one
is
of these
it
guys?
the guy that directed Naked Gun, right?
No, but it's Yorma Taccone, which is the other member,
Lonely Island guy.
right?
Okay,
So-
they're
so
all this. If they're not Andy Samberg, they're all the same guy.
Well,
to
that's
me.
what I'd say. I mean, we know Andy Samberg's in there, but there's Akiva and there's Yorma, and so they're both very talented directors. Have made very funny movies, and I mean, this movie is Akiva.
Oh my
who,
God.
Yeah,
This
I gotta
So-
say, are we?
well, I was still
sorry.
shameless plugging.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
Keep it in your
Don't shoot,
pants.
sorry.
Keep it in your pants. So anyway, that's our next Patreon episode, and I know Matt is chomping at the bit
He
to
is
do
chomping at the
more.
bit.
He keeps sending us more suggestions.
Yeah.
He's so desperate to record more Patreon episodes. He was even like, "Hey Tom, what if you and I watched old movies?"
And like he has to go to the library to check those out.
I
Like,
know.
that's a
like,
lot of work.
A lot of those things are still only available on VHS
I was
or
gonna-
even
Real.
yeah,
Real to
Super
real.
8.
Yeah, Super 8.
Super
Yeah,
8.
yeah.
So, and then finally, of course, we have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/@ampersand Real Spoilers.
We got
So-
2 new subscribers. I saw that the other day.
Hey.
We're at
Yeah.
268.
So Kevin created 2 more
668.
YouTube
Yeah, right. Kevin
accounts.
created 2 more accounts.
Yeah, we're at 670 right now, actually.
Hey,
so,
all right.
Our Superman episode was one of our biggest in a long time. In the first 24 hours around then, I think it got like 450 views, which is pretty quick for 24 hours. And then Fantastic Four, I think, got 470 in the first 24 hours.
Oh,
And that's
nice.
taken
So,
a
I mean,
hit.
to get 500 people watching, you know, a couple... Yeah.
It's so weird when you see behind the curtain on the social media stuff, because like as long as we've been doing it, and then as long as my wife has been doing it with the Peloton podcast, far better than we are. That's
Yeah, fair.
Like, well, there's still things we see. Like, I had no idea that this was a thing. Like, I figured it was a thing, but for them to actually say it, Crystal got a notification last month where they were like, it's just like in the same notification that you get, like, Library Cynthia liked this
Yeah.
episode, right?
Yeah.
She just gets in a notification tray. It says, you've produced good content, so we're going to let more people see your stuff.
That's wild.
God, yeah.
And I
that's
was just
wild.
like, wow, they're just owning it. Like,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
we've been holding you back. We finally deemed you worthy, so we'll show you to a few more people.
Crazy. Well, and like we know that because of our followers. Like hardly any of them see anything we post on Facebook.
Yeah, and
Like-
so like, and she's gotten that over the last 6 weeks. She's gotten that like three times.
Like she
where
crossed into a different tier.
But it's also like they're like, oh wow, your stuff is still getting a lot of engagement. I'm like, well, yeah, because you're finally showing it to people. Like it's like they're like, well, we refuse to show your stuff to anybody, and so people don't look at your stuff, so we're not going to show your stuff to anybody. And I'm just like, what?
A
That's
snake eating its own tail.
yes, and then throwing it up and eating it again.
Correct. Yeah, right.
So the point is, when you share things, when you comment on them on YouTube, all that, it feeds the algorithm and it amplifies it. So it's
Which
a
is
big help.
Yeah, which is why we asked for that sort of stuff. It's just
We
so
don't care. We're not just trying to boost our egos. Like, oh, the numbers are big. It's like, no, we just
Right.
want this thing to get out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're going to spend 14 years doing this, like
But also, like, in the things that we don't even check, like, at this point, we do this, like, we're not expecting anything out of it. We just show up, we do it every week. But then I go back and look at the numbers, and, like, Spotify's like, you've had 250,000 plays. And that number is just astronomical to me. That's just on Spotify. Like,
Right.
like
Yeah.
you know, that's one of the trillions of podcast platforms we're on. And, like, just to think 250,000 plays on our podcast on Spotify is...
And I know that, like, I mean, we hit 1 million plays years
We did,
ago.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
for regular audio podcasts,
Yeah.
we're on like the millions. But just like
Yeah.
I'm just looking at Spotify, where I remember when that number was like, oh, you've had 20,000 plays on Spotify.
Right.
Like, you know, I never check it, and then I look and it's at 250,000, and it's just kind of cool to know that at least people are listening wherever they do.
Wherever they do,
Yeah,
we
for
appreciate
sure.
you.
Yeah.
Before we officially start, I just need to run out to the bowl
Yeah.
to look at something real quick
Yeah.
because we were having issues with the video board. So
Okay.
this will take like 2
Yeah.
seconds.
No
Yeah.
problem.
Hey, did you watch Killer of Killers? Did you watch that animated Predator thing on Hulu?
No, is that the one they changed the ending?
They did change the ending.
I heard after something
after
else.
Comic-Con.
Yeah. What did they announce at Comic-Con?
So they added. So the end. Do you want to spoil it? It's really
kinda
not.
wanna
It's,
watch
it's
it,
really
but,
not
like,
a big spoiler.
Can you be
like,
vague about it? But
no.
sure. Oh, okay. What is
you
it?
can't.
It's
Like it's hard.
fine.
It's
I
so
don't
like the
care.
premise of that is it's 3 different people in different eras, and they
Okay.
each kill a predator, and then
Okay.
the predators take that person, and they're like, "You're coming with us," and they get put into this tournament called the Killer of Killers, where they're like,
Okay.
so the end of that is 2 of our heroes get away. And then it's almost like the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark. Tom, I'm spoiling Predator Killer of Killers if you haven't seen it.
Oh, okay, you're fine.
Where like they've got all of these people that have killed things that have killed a predator are in these pods. So like you see a xenomorph, you see whatever. The original ending is you see the girl from Prey in one of the
I was
in
wondering
one of
if
the
it was going
pods.
to tie into Prey.
The new ending that they added post Comic-Con is you see Danny Glover in one of the pods, and you see
What?
Arnold in one of the pods.
No way. They're not
Yeah.
bringing them back.
I mean, Arnold has been circling those movies since. So he was supposed to be in. He was not going to be in 2. He was going to be the Lawrence Fishburne character in Predators, and then he was going to be at the end when they of that Shane Black one. He was going to be the thing in the case. It was going to be Dutch. Like when they
Okay.
opened that. Remember when they opened that pod and it's like the Predator armor that comes flying out of there? That was so
Yeah.
dumb.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be Arnold
Okay.
in that pod, and that got canned. So I mean, there's that new one that's coming out this year, right?
Yeah. Badlands?
Badlands, that's tying into the alien world because what's her name?
Oh.
Is it
Is
in the
it?
trail? But yeah, we find out that not Dakota Fanning, the other
Oh.
one.
Elle Fanning?
Elle Fanning is a
Ceiling
Weyland-Yutani droid.
Oh.
So it's all getting they're doing it all again.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, Prey was excellent. So
So
if
Killer
they
of
make
Killers
more-
is directed by Trachtenberg.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
what I thought I heard. I mean, as long as they're coming out at that quality, it's
Yeah,
just
I'm in.
they've had a couple of misfires in the Predator reboots or
They've
sequels or
had
whatever you
one.
want to call them.
Predators is a good movie. The one where with Adrian Brody on the other planet is a good movie.
Good.
Yes. Yeah,
Oh.
it is a very good. I think it's a very good Predator movie.
Okay.
The Shane Black one is not good.
Okay, well, let's start this one back up. So, okay, here we go. Okay, so there's all that. Let's dig into Nude Gun.
Holy
I don't remember the last time I've laughed this much at a movie.
cannot believe they got it right. Like I didn't know what to expect. Like the original Naked Gun was one of those movies that I forgot how much I enjoyed.
Oh, love them.
You know what I mean? Like it's
They're
been
so
so
funny.
long since I've watched them that it.
Have you guys ever watched the TV show?
Yes,
I haven't. It's like 6 episodes, right?
And
It's
they
6
only-
episodes.
but they only aired
It's-
4.
I think maybe 5 because so they had issues with the 6th episode. So they would open each episode with a celebrity cameo, and they would always get killed as if that was going to be the mystery they solved that week, and then they never addressed
address
it again.
it.
That's the
Right.
best. It's so
And
good.
so they had filmed one with John Belushi, and then John Belushi actually died, and I believe it's just been destroyed. Like it's never seen the light of day.
Has
and
that
then
ever, it's never been released.
It's not on like a DVD set where it's like the
I don't
6 or-
think so.
but the there's a DVD
Yeah.
set, but I think that footage they reshot footage with somebody else for so they could have an opening segment,
Oh, the
and then the
opening,
show
okay.
got canceled. I don't think all 6 originally aired. But yeah, like you can buy a DVD set of them. It's like $9,
Okay.
and it is
Okay.
the best $9 you'll ever
I
spend.
need to because I mean
Yeah.
I'm telling you so I grew up much like the other movies on VHS except for these ones were good. I grew up with the Naked Gun, the 3 in the trilogy and thought they were hilarious. Those are my favorite spoof movies. I think they're so funny. I just rewatched them and I know
Yeah.
some stuff is dated, but like they're still hilariously funny. Those first 3.
That
Yeah,
first one.
so if like honestly, the TV show is better.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
And so, but it was when they aired it. I mean, it just got awful ratings. I think people were really confused by it. It's 1982. It has no laugh track. It's very dry, like even drier than the movies, and
Okay.
and I mean that in a good way. And I think
Right,
also
that's what makes them good, right?
Yeah,
Is that
and-
they're dry
yeah.
and they play
Yeah.
it straight.
I think like one of the things I felt like this movie missed a little bit, and I get it, is that the original Naked Gun or Police Squad, because the show was called Police Squad.
Yeah.
If you're looking for it, look for Police Squad. The Police Squad TV show was very much a parody of the police
Like
procedurals.
Rockford Files.
No, more like Dragnet.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, and so like I think if you can't like this seems like it's more of a parody of action movies, right? Which makes sense because if you were making fun of Dragnet, people would have no idea what you're talking about. I think there's a lot of jokes in Naked Gun that are like a parody of
100%. I
of
think
those
there's
old time cop shows that people don't even realize that's what they're making fun of.
There's a whole is in the first one where they basically rip off Dirty Harry, where in Dirty Harry the guy the Dean Warmer from Animal House is like, how do you no more bull like last how did you know that guy was trying to assault that woman? And Dirty Harry kind of turns around and he's just kind of like, well, when I see a naked man running down the street with a knife in his hand and a hard on, I assume he's trying to sexually assault somebody.
Yeah, I mean, I think that there's a line that's lifted like straight from the first Dirty Harry movie. Yeah.
The police commissioner is like, you killed 85 people where blah blah, and he was like, yeah, but they were doing this, and he goes, she's like, it was Shakespeare in the Park.
Yeah, they were stabbing a man in broad daylight. It was Shakespeare in the park.
Yes,
yeah,
right.
And honestly, I think if Naked Gun came out today, it would probably not fare as well. Not because like, oh, we're woke now, but because honestly, it stole a lot of jokes. It stole a lot of stuff from Get Smart.
Okay, but like if we talk about Airplane and how everyone loves Airplane, and the same people stole a lot of things for Airplane. Like Airplane has like shot for shot remakes of scenes and dialogue, and everyone thinks it's so funny and whatever. But like they just lifted full scenes from the actual like airport.
Airplane is based on a movie called Zero Hour.
Zero Hour.
And so they needed the framework for a story because they didn't want to write a story. They were there to write jokes. And so I think they ended up like paying for the rights to Zero Hour.
Like,
really?
It was because it's like bad how much they're lifted.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, because the plot is identical. It's like they're on a flight and like they get bad food and like the fish like make you sick and the chicken doesn't
the
or whatever.
Is just kind of like looking down at the fish and then looking up and then looking down at the fish and just like.
But like
the jokes are very funny in that movie, and again, same team, the Zaz that's in charge of that, what did the original Naked Guns. But like, yeah, their dialogue, their framing, they lifted a lot of that stuff
for sure. And so I always found the Police Squad Naked Gun thing fascinating because so Police Squad airs in 1982. It's just an abject failure. And it's funny, the creators of the show were actually like, we were honestly kind of glad we got fired or canceled because they're like, it's so densely packed with jokes. Right?
Sure.
They were like, we were like, how are we going to do 22 of these a year? They're like,
I did think that of this movie. It felt like Deadpool in that it's just like, it is rapid fire.
Yeah.
And sometimes the jokes don't hit, but don't worry, there's another one right
behind it.
But
yeah.
like they hit more often than
they
not.
absolutely do.
And if
they absolutely do.
But they don't really. The jokes, the way they're delivered, because the movie's so funny and everyone's performance is so good in it, that like even if it doesn't hit, you don't go like, "Oh, that was bad."
Yeah, I agree.
Or that was, like, you literally are just like, I get what they were doing, like move on. But you don't ever go like, "Man, this movie's bad. This is stupid," in a negative way, right?
Correct.
Yeah, for sure.
You're just like, huh.
I've always been fascinated though by the fact that this is a TV show that just was an abject failure.
Yeah.
And then like 4 years later, they're like, we're going to turn it into a movie. Like that, like the kind of balls it takes to be like, we know this didn't work, but we believe in it and we're right and you're wrong. So we're going to do it again anyway. And then if you've ever wondered too, why they didn't call it Police Squad, I always thought it was because they didn't want to like,
the associate
with something that didn't work, even though it does say from the files of Police Squad as a nod to the people that did care.
Yeah.
But really what it was is, you got to remember, it's 1986, like Police Academy is
totally
everywhere.
Police Academy.
And so the studio didn't want to call it Police Squad because they're like, it's going to create confusion. People are going to think you're ripping off
our movie.
Yeah, people are going to think you're ripping it off. And then they bring in Pat Proft to help them with it. And Pat Proft helped create Police Academy. And so they gave him a list of names. They're like, pick one of these. And then they landed on the Naked Gun. And they were just like, Well, this is such a great title for a movie that we could never live up to. So let's let's do that.
Let's do that.
So,
It is wild to think there's so many, like when The Naked Gun comes out, it is just there's so many spoof movies after that.
Well, I mean, you're right. Like that one really brought it to mainstream. Like even if Airplane is first, like Naked Gun, I think is funnier, like consistently funnier.
I don't.
There's
No,
just,
no, that's
Airplane is so much funnier.
That's factually inaccurate. I know there's no such thing as a wrong opinion, but in your case, we'll make an exception.
Airplane
is like
a genius movie.
Airplane is slower because like Naked Gun, everything's a joke. Every scene, every single thing they do has joke in it. Airplane has so much setup where it is just like the framing of like we're at the airport.
I don't know, because even when they're doing that, there's so many visual things going on in the background. There's so much that goes on in Airplane, and Airplane was like just a massive hit movie. Like,
is that right?
You know, like. What's that?
Is that right? It was a huge hit.
Oh my God! It was a juggernaut of a movie in terms of its success. Like
I just think Naked Gun improved on. I mean, again, it's very funny and there are tons of jokes and quotable lines, but I think Naked Gun took Airplane and improved upon it.
Oh, I think that's probably. I don't know that it improved. I think they had time to become more effective at the craft. Right? You had Real Genius. Right? That's what it was. That's the Val Kilmer one.
No, Top Secret.
Top Secret.
Val Kilmer isn't Real Genius.
Top
Real Genius is an amazing movie, super funny, but not this style of comedy.
Yeah, Top Secret's the goofy one.
Top Secret. So they actually they wanted that creative team to come back and make Airplane 2, and they did not want to make Airplane 2. And so they went off and made Top Secret instead.
Okay.
So yeah, and in fact, I remember. So when I was on KTRS one day, John Carney, who hosts the show, I just happened to be in there while he was interviewing Zucker, Abrams, and Zucker.
Oh wow.
For the Airplane book that came out, that was written by past Real Spoilers guest Will Harris.
That's right.
And so he's like, you should ask them questions. And so I asked him, I was like, hey, how come you didn't do Airplane 2? Like, what happened there? And they actually said that they had a pitch for Airplane 2, and it was going to go in a completely different direction. And it was basically going to end up being like a parody of mafia movies, like Godfather. And the studio was like, the studio was like, what the hell are you doing? We want basically just do the same thing again. And they're like, yeah, it's not our jam. And they went off and made Top Secret instead.
What's the Johnny Dangerously?
Johnny Dangerously was trying to do this, but I know people love it.
It's fine.
And like,
it's fine.
It's fine, but like
that's Michael Keaton.
Michael
Keaton and Joe Piscopo.
I've never seen it.
I think I brought it up on this show once.
It definitely it wanted to be Airplane for mafia.
Oh no,
movies.
I did Oscar. Oscar is also kind of a mafia comedy with Stallone.
Yeah. And just real quick, Airplane, the first Airplane movie, $3.5 million budget. This is not adjusted for inflation.
Snyder
it
Bros.
made in 1981 $171 million.
That's so
incredible.
much. That's so much money.
Yeah, so that's why I'm just like I don't think Naked Gun was more popular. Like it was definitely a hit movie. Like I'm not taking that away, but like
popularity doesn't mean good either.
For sure.
To me, it's just funny.
And Airplane also was like nobody had ever seen anything like that before.
Right.
Yeah.
And I will also say, Airplane comes out pre-home video, right?
Correct.
And so, I mean, home video was just starting, but it was super expensive. And Airplane, honestly, if you were gonna buy a movie on VHS or Beta, Airplane was one of the movies you'd buy because it's so rewatchable. It's so jam packed with jokes that you want to watch it over and over again. But
is Airplane 2 the one that has all the same jokes?
Airplane 2 is just
it's
basically the same movie except they're on a space shuttle.
Yeah.
It's very lazy.
Yeah.
But again, sequels could do that pre-home video, right? Because it was you couldn't see the movie anytime you wanted. So if you went back to the sequel and they just gave you the same stuff, you weren't really super upset with that because you probably hadn't just watched the original, right? Now when, like Kevin just said, oh, there's a new Naked Gun, I'm going to watch the first 3. You couldn't do that in 1983.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? And so, like, I think also Airplane got a lot of box office receipts because, people knew I can't see this at home
For sure.
and there are so many jokes that I missed. I want to go see it again. So I think it drove a lot of repeat business because of how dense it is.
That makes a lot of sense.
So I think when we look at parody movies, and we've talked about several of them, some of them are really good and some of them are really bad.
Yeah.
And I think the difference between a good parody movie and a bad one is that a good one, you can laugh at jokes that you don't even understand what they are parodying. So when I saw The Naked Gun as a kid on VHS, I had never seen Dragnet. I had never seen all of those other procedurals and the detective TV shows and all that stuff, right? But the jokes are funny on their own because of the absurd humor, the actual they're just jokes, right? Austin Powers is the same way.
Austin Powers is a very good example.
Austin Powers, when kids our age saw that in the 90s, like, we hadn't seen all the things that they were parodying, but like Austin Powers on its own was very funny. And I think Naked Gun does that. Airplane's another example. I haven't seen whatever they were parodying, but it's funny, right?
Yeah. Then there was Dracula Dead and Loving It. There was
that's not good.
No. Then there was the Emilio Estevez.
I love Loaded Weapon.
Loaded
Part
Weapon.
1.
That's it. Loaded Weapon Part 1.
Loaded Weapon 1. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's called Loaded Weapon 1.
And then there were the scary movies.
Scary Movie, which like 1 and 2 are excellent. That's the Wayans are involved with those. And then it goes
Zaz?
to it goes to Zucker, I think.
And they're
I
not
think that's
good.
Zucker and Pat Proft. I think they bring in at some
So
point. I think
bring
They
in
take
them,
over
but
like 4.
it doesn't work as well
No, it
as
does
it did
not
in
work.
1 and 2. There's funny moments, but it doesn't do what the
well, they
first two
turned
did.
it into Naked
Yes.
Gun. You know what I mean? Where like the first Scary Movie or the first 2, it had a different comedic voice.
It had horror elements still, where
But it
3
also-
through whatever just turned absurd.
Yeah, it had
like,
Keenan Ivory Wayans,
Yeah.
who now have it back. Like the Wayans, Keenan Ivory Wayans has the rights to that back, and but here's the thing, Naked Gun, where like Dracula Dead and Loving It or Loaded Weapon or Hot Shots, like any of those,
Yeah.
the Naked Gun plays it straight the whole
Yes.
time.
That's
every
the key.
every character plays it. There's no goofiness. There's no winking at the camera. There's none of that stuff. Where I feel like in Scary Movie or there's definitely like they're not taking it as seriously. It's very goofy.
Yeah. 3 is more absurd, but it's still not the same Zaz humor. But you're right. Like the Scary Movie 1 and 2 are definitely goofier than these movies are.
Not
but,
another teen movie is straight up goof.
Oh, that's goof. Right, that's goofy. That's a very funny movie.
It is
too,
very
though.
funny,
And I will
yeah.
say, when I saw Not Another Teen Movie, I had not seen all the romantic comedies that
You
was
really
based
haven't
on,
seen those?
I hadn't seen
those,
the one where
like-
she's
those, like,
walking down the stairs or whatever. I've just never seen that.
She's All That? You've never seen She's All That?
No, I've never seen that.
That's wild.
But like, it's funny. She falls down the stairs, right? Because it's just a funny joke
Yeah.
that works. And you know that they're referencing something.
Chris Evans
if you're
has a
watching.
banana in his butt.
Oh, in Not Another Teen Movie.
Yeah,
right.
yeah. He does the whipped cream bikini.
So I think that's why these movies work so well, is that Naked Gun, all those movies, even though there's dated references in them, it doesn't matter. They're funny. And like Joe said, Leslie Nielsen was playing it straight the entire time.
Well, he
So
was a serious actor.
Right.
Like
That's
up,
what's so
up
funny.
until the
Yeah.
Naked
I mean,
Gun.
That was the genius of Airplane, right? Like you get so many people that were famous for being very dramatic actors. Peter Graves, Robert Stack, Lloyd Bridges. Like it's
Picked a hell of a day to quit sniffing glue.
yeah, and like actually Robert Stack was offered Frank Drebin for the TV show.
That
Turn
would
it
have
down.
been as great as Leslie Nielsen is.
It would have
that
been
would have
different,
been
but I think it would have
just as
still
good.
worked.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
But
man.
and I also think like for a lot of people that's been lost to time because most of those actors aren't in movies that people still watch or younger people still
Sure,
watch, right?
sure.
Like you know, like you can be in your 20s or 30s and you probably there are probably still at least one or two Humphrey Bogart movies that you've seen or you're aware of, or Jimmy Stewart or John Wayne. But when you start getting in to kind of like, not to be mean, but some of the second tier dramatic actors, like
Yeah.
they're they're not going to.
People my age, I think
Yeah.
people my age know Robert Stack from Unsolved Mysteries.
For sure, yeah, that's
where
going to be what
that's
they.
how I
And they
met him.
probably they know Peter Graves. It's from hosting A&E stuff.
Oh, sure.
Right.
Yeah.
We know
Oh,
them
yeah,
from the
that's
stuff
right.
They got those jobs because they were someone. We never
Yeah.
saw the stuff that made them someone.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
But those movies again, like laugh out loud funny, so good, and you don't even have to understand the references. And they apply the same format here. I think you've got a dramatic actor, Liam
Very
Neeson,
much so.
right? Like it's. I think it's okay. The joke of Liam Neeson taking over for Leslie Nielsen is comedy gold on its own, right?
They couldn't have planned that any better.
Yeah.
But that's the genius of these type of movies is like you have a joke before you've even started a second of the film is like, okay, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
And then Liam Neeson plays it completely straight as like
The
a
whole
dramatic actor, but they put them in situations so absurd and have them say things so absurd that the humor comes from that.
I think Liam Neeson's really good. I don't think he always plays it as straight or as dry as he should. Like
Yeah.
I liked this movie. I don't think I liked it as much as a lot of people did. But I did like it.
Yeah.
But I thought Liam. I can't think of anyone that would have been better than Liam Neeson, right? Especially because you need an actor that brings a certain degree of action
other
baggage to it.
person that I thought of was Jason Statham. Like I think Jason Statham.
He's very good in Spy.
That's what I'm
the
saying.
thing.
I think
Yeah.
he's got that other. He's definitely a badass action star, but I do think he's got that little comedic talent that I
He
don't
does.
think
He
we
does.
see. We don't see that very often.
Because in Spy, he's delivering the line straight the whole
Correct.
time, just like they do in these movies, and that's why it's so funny. And when you think of a movie, like I was going to say, the last time I've laughed at a movie so bad would probably be like those Judd Apatow movies, like Superbad, that have, and Knocked Up, that have that. The characters are just quick. The writing is like joke after joke
Booksmart.
after joke.
Booksmart is great.
Yes, okay. Booksmart is one, and then the Paul Feig stuff too is that kind of the jokes are just so funny, and they pack in so many of them.
There was that run, like comedy goes away, and I don't mean that in a bad. I don't mean that in like a we're not allowed to be funny, but that whole Judd Apatow, Paul Feig, Greg Mottola, like that run. Starting with Old School, right? Yeah, I think that's like where it starts.
Yeah.
And then I feel like it unfortunately, The Hangover kind of kills it. Like it's bookend with The Hangover, the third Hangover, because I think everything else was done at that point.
Yeah. They really made a mistake of The Hangover 2 was Airplane 2. The Hangover 2 was the same movie.
They
And
course
we-
corrected
we-
with the third one.
And I even talked about this when we reviewed Hangover 2 about how like this is what sequels used to do because there was
Right.
no home video and you can't get away with this
Yeah.
in today's world. And even though it made money, people were just like, this is dumb. We've
It's
Well,
seen
they
Same
found
thing.
out. They went to see it. They found out. They already paid their money, and then they're
Right.
like, and then the third comes out, and you're like,
The
I
third
don't-
one is good. I like
I don't
the
even
third
know.
one.
I really don't even know if I've ever seen it. I've talked about this before. I don't think I ever saw it because I was so burnt out by the second one.
The third
If
one,
I remember correctly.
they let Zach Galifianakis take the ball and run.
Yeah.
Like which is what they he's the whatever. But in the third one, they're like, this is all you. This is your show.
So
And
if you're not real quick though, before we get into the plot of the movie, the creative team behind this we talked about, the Lonely Island. So Lonely Island is three guys: Jorma Taccone, Akiva Schaffer, and Andy Samberg, of course. And they started off doing YouTube videos. They get SNL. Andy's on it. They're writing for it, doing digital shorts. And then they've both gone on to have decent directing careers. Akiva, who directs this more than others, but he directs Hot Rod. He directs Pop Star. Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, which was a really funny Who Framed Roger Rabbit type movie that was on Disney Plus a few years back. But like he's been involved in producing other movies along the way. Jorma does MacGruber, like we talked about. As far as directing, Pop Star he co-directed with Akiva, and then he's got something else coming out. But like this guy Akiva, I think every movie he's directed I've thought has been really funny. So when they announced this,
Pop Star, I love Hot Rod.
It's
I don't
really
think I've
funny.
ever seen Pop Star.
Pop Star is really funny. It's about like Andy Samberg's a rapper, a white rapper that's just so clueless and so dumb, does something offensive and whatever. But his movies are really funny. So like when this comes out, I'm skeptical, and I'm like, Liam Neeson, okay, I get what they're doing, but I don't know. And then Akiva's tied to it. I'm like, well, I mean,
It's Seth MacFarlane's producing it.
Seth MacFarlane produces it, so I'm like, I'm excited. And then word comes out about this movie. Early screenings are so positive, but you're still like, well, early screenings, that's kind of how it goes. Right. And this thing comes out and releases with like a 94% on Rotten Tomatoes with 250 reviews.
I saw this Friday afternoon, 3:00 on a Friday afternoon. 3/4 of the theater was full. I couldn't believe it, and it was all ages. Like
That's good.
There were Gen Z. There were, it was. I was shocked at how many people were in that theater.
That younger people would turn up for it, because I'm, rewatched the first ones. I'm like, I love these movies. I'm here. I'm excited for it. But then my theater, I ended up going to that B&B Creve Coeur that took over the old AMC, and which is a really nice theater. Like, I don't mind going there, but there was like maybe 5 or 6 other people in the audience, and they were all older. And I just thought, oh man, I hope this movie doesn't only appeal to people that know the first one.
And it didn't, apparently. Like it was across the board. And that's the thing. We talk about how we talked about in Ghostbusters, where it's not funny. Like, they're not writing jokes. And this one is the first time in a long time, it's jokes, and it is like you could hear the people in the theater laughing, which makes the experience that much better, because it's kind of like a horror movie where you can watch Barbarian at home, but it doesn't have the same effect when the person next to you jumps out of their seat.
Well, you thought Barbarian was funny. You were laughing at that monster.
Yeah,
how
who's the real
looked.
monster?
You kept
Kevin?
laughing at them.
Who's the monster? That's right.
I mean, but this movie was never going to set the box office ablaze, because you got to remember, it's second week Fantastic Four, which
third
is a
week
huge
Superman.
movie with third reviews. No, like fourth week Superman, isn't it?
No, I think no.
Yeah,
is it
fourth week? Because we talked about. I thought it was fourth week. I'm pretty sure
you're right.
Fourth
Maybe
week.
you're right.
But yeah, I mean, it's up against huge box office juggernauts, and so I'm looking at it, and they projected it to make 22 to 28 million. I don't know if that's bad for a comedy these days in theaters. I don't know.
When's the last time we had a straight up comedy in theaters?
That's what I mean. They don't do it anymore. No, they go to streaming.
That's right. They go to Paramount. They go to wherever they're going to go.
But this movie, let's get into the plot of it a little bit. So Frank Drebin Jr. now is played. You see the end credits basically of The Naked Gun 33 1/3, the final insult or whatever, is like they're at a hospital, and Jane, played by Priscilla. I want to mention Priscilla.
She's
in
this.
all 3 Naked Gun movies,
and she's in all 4.
And she's all 4. Yeah.
Yeah, if you blinked or if you had to go to the bathroom, I was a little disappointed with that, but we'll get into that. But she's having a baby, and then Frank is in the wrong room, and he chases Norberg because it's the wrong baby, and then
who plays Norberg?
Well, we don't talk about him.
We don't talk about him in this movie.
That was a good joke.
That is legit one of my favorite jokes of the movie, just because it is. I appreciate that they did it. Because you have to go there, because he is he's a main character in the entire thing.
Oh yeah, but I do love that in all 3 movies, the only thing that happens to him is he gets the crap beat out of him. He falls, he gets hit, he gets shot, he gets dragged under cars in every movie. So like, it's at least going back and watching it. You know how like I haven't watched a Kevin Spacey movie since The Accusations.
Sure.
Like I just don't want to, can't do it. But like watching him in this, I'm like, oh, he's getting beat up. Okay, well, I mean, it's not that bad.
I'm almost positive in the first one, he's on the hunt for a murderer. Like there's some
cops.
Well, that's true, but there's some weird.
He's trying to break up. He's on a boat called the I Love You, and then there's a whole bunch of like mobster looking guys on there, and he walks in, he busts in, and then they all start shooting him, and then he falls into like wet paint, and he's like so worried about it. He's like, oh, my shirt, but he's been shot already. Like it's just it's ridiculous, and he falls overboard, and then of course like how would he survive that? And then like the next scene is them visiting him in the hospital.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
But so you see Frank Drebin Jr. being born, like as the end credits are going of Naked Gun 3, you see Jane come out and she's holding a baby. And so this is who this is, played by Liam Neeson.
Which and then timeline would make
no sense.
But in the world that we're playing with here, like nothing makes sense. Like even as straight as they all play it, like you can't add up any logic in these movies because it's ridiculous.
Yeah, don't do that.
No,
like
no.
you're just gonna drive yourself insane.
Yeah, you're not here for that.
No. And I do like that Paul Walter Hauser is the other guy's son.
And they all are. Like, that's the thing, right? So, like, I mean, not that we knew so many characters from before. Like, all the other ones are kind of background throwaways. But in this movie, they make it so that, like, every cop in the movie is standing in front of a picture because it's funny. Like, you're doing the dramatic
It's a great
thing.
gag.
Yeah, Liam Neeson is like, hey, Dad, trying to talk to him, looking at a picture of Leslie Nielsen. And then you're like, oh, cool. The son of Ed is doing the same thing. But then there's 20 of them when they pan back. And,
Right. They're all kneeling in front of pictures.
yeah. And I
think
like
it's
that. So, like,
hilarious.
it's a sequel. It's not a reboot. It's literally a sequel because, like, all those characters exist as their parents.
Yeah, correct. But yeah, they're working this one case where it's a Tesla that goes off a cliff, and they're just like, it's suicide. But shockingly enough, there's more to it.
Yeah.
The great gag where they're trying to pick up the car with the claw
crane
machine,
game, the claw,
and
yeah,
then it
it's so
drops. He's
good.
like, "Oh, you almost had it." That was
Yeah,
so
the
close.
guy in the thing has the button that's like the big colorful button that you press to drop the clock. But that, like, every scene after scene after scene, I thought was so funny in this movie. I didn't
Not a Tesla. And
Yeah.
he, like, they show him putting on the rubber glove.
Oh my god,
other
that was
hand.
such a great gag.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
He,
but that's
he wipes his nose with the
the
glove and then
and
picks up the evidence with oh my god.
with his bare
That
hand.
was a great gag.
But like, that's the type of humor, right? And so when we got into the movie, and I still wasn't sure what was going to happen, but from the moment that, like, the movie opens with a bank robbery, and that's where you get the MacGuffin. It's literally called a plot device. but it opens with a bank heist, and so all these guys are in there. You've got who's Kevin Durant is like the henchman, and he's working for Danny Houston, and they're trying to steal this plot device from a safety deposit box. But then a little Girl Scout walks into the thing, and if you've seen the preview, I remember it was in that. But, like, it's a little girl, the height of a little girl, and she rips off her Mission Impossible type mask, and it's Liam Neeson, and he, like, stands up like he was kneeling. Like, but that's the logic, right? That's what Naked Gun always did, to where it physically, logically does not have to make sense, right? Because it's just funny. It's absurd humor, and they nailed it. Like, that's the thing. Like, a crane game in this thing, like all these jokes that would never happen, but you're laughing because they did in this world. And
did they make a crying game joke in one of these movies in the Naked Gun?
I think you're thinking of Ace Ventura.
I am thinking of Ace Ventura. No, I think there is a crying game joke.
Is there? What? I just watched them. Do you remember what it was?
I feel
surrounding?
like it's based. I think it's kind of the scene from the crying game when the person
The reveal.
I
do think they do at one point do something like that.
Is it the Naked Gun though? It's in one of them.
I think it is in one of them.
Okay,
Yeah. I
okay.
can't remember the context though.
But I do. That is something I wanted. Like I'm not calling this anti-woke by any stretch of the imagination.
No, but it's not political.
They do take shots at things that you normally don't see anymore. Like when Danny Houston and Liam Neeson are going back and forth about the Black Eyed Peas.
Yeah.
And he uses the R word.
He's like, you can say that in my club.
You can say that in my club.
That's the thing is, like, they say it, but they also, one, put it in the mouth of a bad guy.
Yeah, you always have to.
And then Liam Neeson's character calls him on it. He's just like, wait. And then he basically even says, oh no, I'm the villain, but I'm going to build a world where this is okay. So, like, while the anti-woke crowd might be like, tee-hee, they said the R word, really the butt of the joke is like, and you're an asshole if you do.
Right.
He's Archie Bunker. Like, that's the way all this comedy has to work. When you say this stuff, it's the context. It's not what you say. The point is you're laughing at that person in a way that's like, wow, they're dumb. They shouldn't be saying that. They shouldn't be doing this. That's the same thing that's kind of lost on people, where I saw that there are people out there that like Homelander and The Boys, and they think he's awesome. And that show is blatantly making fun of him, who is just a Trump allegory.
Yeah.
But, like, people actually celebrate him and think he's awesome. And then even the actor, Anthony Starr, is like, you're completely missing the point. No one should like him in that way.
I like seeing those memes where it's Superman holding, like, basically Homelander and Omni-Man, like, by the ears. and they're just in basic. You missed the point. You've missed the point of these two characters.
Yeah.
But there's the other joke where Pam Anderson is given a glass of champagne, and Danny Houston's like, "Oh yeah, it's from the Bill Cosby collection." And she like spits it out immediately, and I was like, "God damn it!" Like that's hilarious.
They go
like,
there, right?
It's
And
so
I think
funny.
Being produced by Seth MacFarlane helps because with Family Guy, much like South Park, they don't care what they say. Like they have that free ticket to say whatever they want, make fun of who they want. They're immune to the cancel because they've just been around so long, they make so much money. So this movie kind of with him being a producer on it, like he's gonna let more stuff slide because he's
that's interesting. Do you think Trey Parker and Matt Stone would write something that's not South Park at this point? Like, do you think they if
musical? They have a famous Broadway musical that's made
Book
millions.
of Mormon is them.
That's true. But I mean, like even now, like I feel like those guys
Cannibal the movie.
Orgasmo.
Actually, okay.
Basketball.
Orgasmo.
I love basketball.
I love baseball.
basketball's
Orgasmo
great.
is very funny.
I've never actually seen that.
It's
but
very, very funny.
But I think Trey Parker and Matt Stone, I think, are at a point where like they can say everything they want to say with South Park. And they've kind of proven legitimacy with Book of Mormon.
Oh, sure.
And I think that they just kind of, I just don't think it's worth it. They're so ungodly rich and good for them.
They just got a massive deal.
$1.5 billion for 5 seasons, 10 episodes a season is out.
Which is funny when you figure that what the Paramount Skydance deal was like $5 billion.
Yep.
And like South Park just got 1/5 of that.
And then as soon as the deal is closed, they openly put the president of the United States in bed with Satan.
$8 billion for Skydance.
Okay, but still.
Yeah.
No, right. Like they're like, oh yeah, we'll give you $14 million and we'll cancel a show to sweep this under the rug, and then we're gonna hand $1.5 billion to the people that are doing way worse than the others were.
Right.
Like anyway, but I think again, like not to get political here because this movie really doesn't.
It doesn't
like,
at all.
There's jokes that make fun of everybody and dump people here and there, but that's what was so refreshing to see was that this movie wasn't going after one side or the other. Like those Naked Gun movies, for the most part, were just making dumb jokes and making fun of everyone. And this movie does the same thing. It didn't have to make a point of like this one side's bad and this side's good. It's like it's just dumb humor.
Also, Liam Neeson being in a relationship with Pam Anderson was not on my bingo card ever.
That's
Like,
fantastic.
what a wild. I mean, great for them. I love that for them. I didn't realize that he had been single for 16 years.
Yeah. Man,
God, has it been that long?
Yeah.
And man, the only thing that I thought was weird, which I'm sure, I mean, he's in it. I'm sure he's over it to that extent. But I'm like, when they went to that snow vacation,
that's
like
in the
that
first
winter,
movie. That weird montage of like Liam Neeson and Priscilla Presley.
I'm into something good with the full
like they fall in love and like
no, and I love that part. What I'm saying though is the way his wife died. He talks about he says I haven't been with another woman or another relationship or whatever, and then they go on a holiday to this winter whatever, and they're all dressed up in snow stuff, and I'm like, I don't know,
I forgot that's how she died.
Yeah, because the character is a widower, and I just thought, oh man, to me it just
that
was
sequence with the snowman.
I'm so glad I didn't watch any trailers or like
social
media clips.
That wasn't in the trailer.
But
the trailer,
I've seen it since. I've seen it like.
Oh, really?
They're showing a snowman in clips on social media. So like, I was so glad to go into it because when they did that, it was so abrupt. Like, they basically had just met, and then all of a sudden they're going on vacation to this whatever, and they build a snowman, and then they have
they find a book of the occult.
Like it goes insane, and he comes to life, and then he's kind of in a 3-way with them, but then they spite him, and he wants to murder them. Like that's the kind of thing. Like I'm sorry we just spoiled it, but like going into that fresh, that kind of absurd humor that you could not make up or predict if you tried, like going into this movie, you never would have said, oh, I bet there's gonna be a scene where that goes like,
right.
It's impossible. No one's ever thought that before, these guys, and it's just it's that kind of humor that I love, that you can laugh at and no one's really gonna feel hurt or offended by it because it's just silly.
Yeah, there's nothing in here that's like like clutching your pearls.
Yeah,
right?
I don't
it's
think
all
so. Yeah.
not goofy.
I mean, it's a PG-13 movie, just like the originals were.
Yep.
Yeah.
And everybody plays it straight, and the jokes land. I would say 99% of the time, the jokes are landing every single time.
Yeah, it just feels good to laugh about something that I kind of equate this to Mike Birbiglia. Do you guys know him? Mm-hmm. He doesn't usually, I mean, I know now he's made some like rated R movies and he curses a little more, but he used to put out albums where he didn't curse, kind of like a Will Smith or I guess a Cosby or whatever.
Those are two very problematic names, my friend. I don't know if I want to compare Mike Birbiglia to Cosby and Will Smith.
Oh, but I mean, obviously he's not problematic.
Sinbad. How about Sinbad?
But
I
comics,
think Birbiglia is similar to Cosby from a stand-up standpoint. That like he's very clean. He's very much a storyteller.
Yeah,
but he's hilarious. He doesn't have to curse, and nothing gets cursing. It's very funny, George Carlin, whatever. But his stand-up was clean, but it was hilarious, and that's what I think these movies are kind of doing. Is they're doing that humor that doesn't have to be offensive and doesn't have to have a ton of cursing or nudity, but it's again the absurdity of the situations that make you laugh out loud because you would have never thought of that happening.
Which one is Anna Nicole Smith in?
3.
That's the joke. That's the crying game. That's the crying game joke.
Because she
takes her top. She takes her dress off, and
you're right.
Yeah,
that's it. Mm-hmm.
Oh man, that is dumb that I rember.
It is.
I don't think I couldn't tell you I've seen that is
before.
True.
That was sad.
That is
right.
Peak, Twin Peaks. Anna Nicole Smith on that one.
So did you guys have a love for the Naked Gun in particular going into this? Like I know I've talked about my experience.
I find I found the Naked Gun funny back then. It's funnier now as an adult because I get everything.
Right.
Like I get the craft of it where it's he's playing it, he's doing the whole it's not a joke to him. But like, I
loved it then, but I appreciate it now.
Yes, the scene with Ed where he's just kind of like, and what about sex? And Liam Neeson's like, not right now, Ed, but maybe later. Like it's so underplayed in the movie.
No, I mean, keep in mind, Airplane came out when I was 10.
Mm-hmm. That's peak.
Yeah,
Airplane.
and then Police Squad aired when I was 12. So I watched every episode as it aired.
Nice.
Because even after the first one, I was just at 12. Like I've always been like a media guy, even at that age. And after the first one, I was just like, "There's no way this lasts." I was just like, I'm like, you can't do this for 5 years, 22 episodes.
It would be
a year.
Impossible.
Right.
It would be impossible.
So I was like, this is either going to get real bad real fast or it's just going to go away. And it went away. And so, but I watched every one. So when Naked Gun came out, I was like, holy cow, they're bringing this back. That, like this is, and that came out when I was like 16, 17. So, right. Cause Naked Gun comes out in 86. 88?
88, because it's right before Batman.
88. So it came out when I was 18, and or probably 17. But I was like,
there's a joke in the first Naked Gun where a guy falls into a vat of chemicals and then puts his hand out, and they do that in Batman. So I couldn't understand the timeline there because unless Batman lifted it from something else too.
Batman lifted it from this.
Did. oh, that's a weird one. But like, it was almost a shot for shot. Frank knocks the criminal, into a vat of chemicals. So it's like the same origins as the Joker, and the guy sticks his hand out. So like, I don't know if that's just generic enough to where.
Did you hear the whole story about the baseball stuff?
I don't think so. What's that?
So like I think they film it. Oh, I'm trying to think. I think they film it in Dodger Stadium. Basically, they were going to film it in Dodger Stadium, and the Dodgers were like, "You can film it here, but you can't have anything that says L.A. Dodgers on it."
Yeah, so they made him. What was the other team?
The Anaheim Angels.
The Anaheim Angels.
Yeah,
the Angels.
But MLB wanted them to use the Seattle Mariners because the Mariners needed more press at that time. Like they were still and
it's just pre Ken Griffey Jr.
It is.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's right. It is because he was 89, right?
His upper. I worked at a baseball card comic book store at the time. This is the only reason 89? I know this piece of sports information. But his rookie card is in the 1989 Upper Deck set.
One of the sweetest swings you'll ever see in baseball. Yeah. It was beautiful. But it was so like MLB was imposing all of these weird rules. where they're just like, no, we want you to do it here, and then L.A. was like, or Los Angeles was like, nope, you can't have any Dodger stuff
so
here
everything's all
whatsoever.
mixed up with all the teams and where they're filming.
Like I think they film it in Dodger Stadium, but the team is the Angels.
Yeah,
it's very weird.
it is. Yeah, that
It's
scene
also
is so funny.
A funny addendum to that scene is 40 years later when Queen Elizabeth dies, Reggie Jackson tweeted like, finally my innocence has been proven. So
That's so good. I know we've talked about, but like it's hard. It is hard to review a comedy, and we talked about this before we even did this review.
Yeah.
Where it's like it's either going to be funny or
it's
it's
worse
not.
or don't.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
But I think
And-
that's why we have to talk about the comparison, the roots, the creative team behind it, because clearly Akiva Schaffer and McFarland and the people involved in this movie have a love of the Zaz stuff, and specifically, obviously, Naked Gun, because this movie is so true. Like it slots in right with the Naked Gun
Absolutely,
movies,
it does.
with the same style of humor. We talk about it. Okay, Lega sequels. We got a really, 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 really bad one, and then we got this really good one.
Oh, that's the one that breaks up Superman and Fantastic Four. Is I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Oh, well,
Yeah, there you
there's
go.
that.
Yeah.
And then Happy Gilmore, too, is a
I haven't
prime
watched
example.
it. I have no interest in it.
Terrible. And Happy Gilmore is a movie I love and rewatch all the time. Just rewatched it recently. It's so funny, and I grew up on VHS. Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore were the two movies that, would always
I
play.
hate Adam Sandler movies, and Happy Gilmore is
Happy
great.
Gilmore Wedding Singer. Are you
Happy Gilmore and half of Billy Madison are
I
great.
can't stand Billy Madison.
Oh, I love Billy Madison.
I loved it when I was younger.
I rewatched it.
I cannot stand it.
But the point is though that you've got a movie that has so much love. People our age, me and Joe, grew up with,
Oh, yeah.
with Happy Gilmore, love Happy Gilmore, and they come in and do the crappiest Member Berries legacy sequel. They're literally, the whole thing is full of flashbacks. Every time they make a joke, they cut to the original movie and like, remember this was a joke from the first
How
one.
much original? If you were to put a time on like original content, what do you think that it is?
I mean, it's so unoriginal. They make some really bad choices right off the get, and then the movie's so aggressively
Oh, I meant
unfunny.
like if you were to say like you talk about like the flashbacks.
Yeah.
Like how much do you think they actually filmed this movie?
Oh, I mean, it's not. It's frequent. It's not time wise. Like, doesn't take up a ton of the movie. But like, the whole point, like, when you love a movie and something's really funny, and if they call back to it, like, you're supposed to know what happened in the first. They
Sure.
have to show you a clip.
Yeah.
But
Happy
literally,
Gilmore
like,
also is popular enough that you won't need callbacks.
You don't need, you don't
Yeah.
need the nudge, right? Like a movie, a legacy sequel that was just riddled with fan service, but I thought actually did it pretty well, and I enjoyed was Coming to America too.
Oh, see,
okay.
I was gonna say that's another movie that was disappointing to me because the first one is one of my favorites. It's so
Yeah.
funny, and I was disappointed with that one.
Oh,
did not.
I thought it was solid.
Did you like it? Okay.
Yeah, I did. I
It was
thought,
better than Happy Gilmore too. I'll tell
yeah,
you
like
that.
I thought, because I was also like, I don't know what else I really wanted from a Coming to America too.
Oh, sure.
But that's the question, right? We used to just not want sequels. Like you don't have to make a sequel of everything. And Happy Gilmore 2 shows that like that movie lives on its own, will forever. We didn't need a sequel. But the bad ones, we talked about this earlier, what makes a good spoof movie, and I think the same thing is for like a good sequel, it's like they don't hold your hand and go, hey, remember this? Hey, nostalgia. We talk about this all the time. Fan service. No, the good ones are the ones that are funny on their own. If you've seen it, you go, oh, yeah, I remember that. And if you haven't, you go, oh, that's funny. I didn't
It
have
still
to
works.
see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
And
mean, I
that's
can't
what
tell you
this movie
growing up
does.
how many, like, I'm going to really date myself now, watching Carol Burnett show.
Oh, yeah.
But I can't tell you how many sketches I watched that were hysterical, but they were parodies of movies I had at the time not seen.
1000%.
And then later I would see the movie and I was like, oh, that's what Carol Burnett was making fun of.
Yeah.
But like, it was still funny. I mean, like, I had never seen Gone with the Wind, right? But that Gone with the Wind sketch that they do, like, I mean, that might be the funniest 10 minutes in the history of television. I mean, it's so good.
You've nailed it.
Yeah.
And the same thing goes with Mel Brooks movies because it's the same.
Yeah.
It's the same time.
And really,
period.
when Mel Brooks, one of his worst movies is Dracula Dead and Loving It.
I
right?
forgot
and
that was Mel Brooks. You're right.
And it's because he's trying to do a type of comedy he doesn't do, and they were like, go be like Zaz,
Right.
But that's not what he does,
No.
and so
the other movies are satirical in the way that, like, obviously Blazing Saddles and Young Frankenstein and those type of movies are. They've got the feel of a certain type of movie, but they're not spoof movies. He's writing jokes and they exist in this universe. But
Young Frankenstein.
Yeah. I mean, that's what he does really well. But you're right. Like, when you get to Dracula Dead and Loving It, you're doing a Zaz movie. You're doing the parody. This scene looks like this. Remember this type of thing? And it just doesn't feel the same.
On paper, if you hear the guy that gave you Young Frankenstein is going to do a Dracula movie, you wouldn't have thought you'd get that.
Right.
Yeah.
And you didn't.
Exactly. So the thing that we talked about, the big tech mogul guy who's clearly like an Elon Musk, is Danny Houston. He wants the plot device because if he does that, he's essentially going to be able to reset the world. He's going to drive it into chaos. All the people that aren't rich are going to kill each other, and then the rich people can live in this utopia of, like, the plants growing back, and they're in a bunker. They've got Weird Al doing comedy for them.
The Weird Al reference, to go back to the first movie, is insane.
The Weird Al reference, to go back to the first, second, and third movie.
Oh, yeah, sure.
That's what's great is before the movie, I'm like, they better put Weird Al in
Did
this
he
thing.
do... Oh, Spy Hard. That was the other one.
That's the Leslie Nielsen.
Yeah.
But I think Weird Al does the theme to Spy Hard.
Oh, does he do the theme in that one?
I think so.
I can't remember. That's
Yeah.
one that I didn't watch too much.
And that's none of the it's another, it's a knockoff. It's none of the creative team behind the Naked Gun movies is a part of that. It's just Leslie Nielsen. Yeah.
It's him doing his own vehicle of that sort.
Yeah.
Okay. But anyway, so like they're trying to basically like reboot the world, but for rich people, where like you see shows like Mr. Robot, where it's like, let's reboot the world and everyone can be on the same playing field. Danny Houston is this evil tech mogul. Is like, no, it's only going to be rich people.
I know, which I know it's Naked Gun and you can't apply logic, but I was just like, but then who's going to do all the you don't want to do? Like
there's robots in this world, right? So I think it's like he's going to employ all these robots that exist and all that. And so Kevin Durant, again, is his like henchman who's doing all the heavy lifting and trying to kill them. They do the great gags like they do in Naked Gun and Austin Powers with the silhouettes. I thought that was absolutely hilarious. Where
we should say, get a cameo from the Beaver.
Right in the beginning, right?
Oh,
and
yeah.
I was so glad I watched these in order and with Katie, who had never seen any of them, because right away she goes, "The beaver, right? Nice beaver,
Nice beaver."
Oh yeah, I just had
Thank
it.
you.
Stuffed.
I just
Can
had
you
it
hold
stuffed.
this? I mean, it's so funny, right? And like that's the kind of fan service, because you know what they didn't do? They didn't cut to footage of the nice beaver joke and play it again.
Yeah,
And also the camera didn't linger on the beaver.
No, it just scrolled past
right?
it.
It's like he's walking through. He's the bad guy has all these taxidermied animals, and as he's walking by, one of them looks identical to the beaver that you see Priscilla Presley hand down in the first one. And so it's like they didn't spoon feed it to you and like cinematically wink at you.
Yeah,
you know?
right.
It's just there. Yeah.
Exactly, and that's what they do. So it's not member berries, which is a term going back to South Park that they coined. Remember when? Like, that's not funny. Like, they're making fun of things that just use remember this,
which is nice, because that's one of my biggest complaints about Family Guy and Seth MacFarlane is it's a lot of that.
True. It is. Family Guy is a lot of look at what we're doing. Like,
there's for some reason, even though I understand writing wise, it's not as clever or smart as some of these other things. But Family Guy, for some reason, it's so absurd. Maybe in the way like these Naked Gun movies are, the things they cut to are so ridiculous that it makes me laugh. I
think that McFarland in Family Guy, which makes sense as to why he's a producer for this.
Yeah,
definitely is influenced by the Naked Gun.
Yeah,
because
he likes the classic stuff.
Yeah, he loves the classic, but he's also, did you ever see he did a cartoon, it was called like Seth MacFarlane's Cavalcade of whatever. Yeah. That is just, it's all that.
The old gags.
Like every single one of those is like, but it's hard to not see that he is heavily influenced by the Naked Gun stuff.
But like that's what makes the Naked Gun movie so good is that yes, there is a through line with this story, but really what they're doing is they have jokes and they're connecting them with this overarching story. But like they're just gags. They all work on their own. Each scene in a Naked Gun could be a digital short on SNL.
Oh
right?
yeah, like that's that scene when he drives car drive 30 feet and he rips the all of the charging stations out and then breaks the wall down and all the prisoners escape, and his line is just kind of like, oh, this city's going to hell, and
right?
just
Yeah,
like,
it's just like it's a gag. It doesn't that scene could be cut out of this movie and the plot doesn't change one iota. Like
No.
you know what I mean? Like you can insert and take away these gags and you could put them even in a different movie or on SNL in a digital short. They're just funny.
Yeah, I think using the automated car on the sidewalk.
Yeah,
as a reference,
that was great.
As a reference to Police Squad and
Right.
Naked Gun, I think it's hilarious. Like it's a brilliant,
like in
use
the
of,
opening of the old Naked Gun movies.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen them, it's always a police car. In each movie, it just gets more and more absurd. Where they're like the police car is going into a pinball machine, a skating rink, and a rodeo, and it's doing this stuff. And in this movie, self-driving car, who they're always
driving
making
down
fun
the
of.
road.
Always making fun of what these self-driving cars do, right? Like they're always messing stuff up.
Also, that steering wheel was insane. It was like a triangle.
That's
like
what they look. Some of those self-driving cars do. They look like a bow tie.
they really?
It's like a little half steering
Oh, that's
wheel. Yeah.
weird. I don't like
That's-
that at all.
But you're right, though. Like they modernize it, but it's still a nice homage. If you never saw those, you might not understand it. But a car
Right.
going down the sidewalk, straight out of the Naked Gun movies.
Oh, yeah.
Like the original.
It was the opening credits of the television show.
Yep.
Okay,
Yep,
which
yep,
makes
yep.
sense.
Yeah.
It's the opening credits of the movies too.
Yeah.
So yeah, those little gags work really well. It's ridiculous. It's absurd. And like he hits a cyclist in like the beginning of the movie when he's driving down the road, and then later on in the movie he's doing the same thing, hits him again, and you hear the guy go, "Not again!" Like it's so faint and like it's funny.
It's
that
very
same
funny.
scenario would happen twice. Like
Yeah. It this is it is just joke after joke.
yeah.
And of course, Frank Drebin, there's two cases that are going on at the same time. And then in
He
typical,
gets kicked off the bank heist case because he shot so many people but didn't kill them, and they're gonna like sue him for being injured.
right.
And then there's another case with the car crash, and come to find out, this car was being driven by one of the workers of Danny Houston, and so that's where Pamela Anderson
the
comes
brother
in.
of Pam Anderson.
It's her brother, and so he finds out, oh, the cases are the same, and so now he's trying to work this case again.
I also love it might be whichever Naked Gun movie they do the reference to like The Fugitive where Frank's on the run.
Yeah.
And he's talking to John Walsh. And he's like, oh, I'm going to this, and he's just looking around at different things on the wall. It's Kaiser Soze. Like that's the
are you talking about when? Right. And then in this one he names Pam Anderson based on
by doing the same thing by just looking
Yeah.
around. Like he had a great name until he got to the fat guy eating spaghetti.
Bozo eating spaghetti. Yeah.
Yeah, and okay, that whole thing with the body cam footage and him eating the
Oh
chili
my
dogs
God.
was so freaking hilarious. They lingered on that for it was like 10 minutes of the movie.
The best part of that is him in the corner, like just kind of slinking down in the corner.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
he
you
was
see
like,
him eventually.
he's like, I ate 8 more.
Yeah,
Even Busta Rhymes is like, oh, don't eat it. What are you doing?
yeah,
Don't
you
eat
get
it.
a cameo from Busta Rhymes, and oh my God,
Halloween Resurrections, Busta Rhymes.
Oh, thank you. And I have never heard this joke before, but he goes, I see you've had 20 years for man's laughter. That must have been some joke. I've never heard that joke before, and I thought that was hilarious.
I do like that even Busta Rhymes goes, do you mean manslaughter? And he just looks at it and then puts it down and just
doesn't
like
address
moves
it, but
on.
yeah, right. Which is so funny. But then they go
For
on this thing with like
man's laughter.
play the body cam footage because he's like, you were there at the bank, I have the footage, and it starts the day with him getting a breakfast chili dog and eating it, and then trying to find a bathroom, and then everyone he's like he shoots a gun in the air at the to get into a bathroom, all this stuff, and then it cuts to him again eating another one.
Yeah, he's like, don't do it. What are you doing?
Yeah, and Busta Rhymes at this point is like, no. He's like invested in the whole thing, and they eventually get to, yes, you were there. But yeah, those jokes that like go on and on and on that are so ridiculous, I love those.
I thought Pam Anderson's musical number was great.
That was really funny.
I was shocked at
Pam Anderson?
how good she was in this
She was
movie.
great.
Yeah,
she was
good.
fantastic. And I think we are all of the age where we knew Pam Anderson
from Barbed Wire.
Yeah, from Barbed Wire. But I'm trying to think. Was Home Improvement before Baywatch?
Oh, was she a Tool girl?
She was the
I
original.
think she was the original
She was the original
full-time girl.
Yeah,
I forgot. I always think of Baywatch, but I forgot she was on
and then they
there.
replaced her because I think she got,
Baywatch.
no
probably,
pun
right?
intended,
Yeah.
too big. Like, I mean, but she went to Baywatch, and then she was obviously a Playboy playmate. Like, she had the whole thing with Tommy Lee. Like, it was, that's all, she was, I don't know, we didn't talk about Hogan on this, and we're not going to. But in the world of, like, 90s pop culture,
She was
Pam
the it
Anderson
girl. She was it.
Oh, yeah, Pam Anderson, Jenny McCarthy, Yasmin Bleeth.
Famous, but she wasn't very successful. Like,
No, she was
like-
wildly famous, but
yeah, like, but like
Baywatch
outside
or-
of Baywatch, she really never
Barbed Wire.
had any. What's that?
Barbed Wire.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
But
mean that's
I
the thing.
remember
She,
Barbed Wire.
but like
That
it
big
wasn't a
deal.
hit. Like
No.
she didn't really have any hit movies or TV shows. They kept trying, and they just
Right.
never.
But I love that she comes back for this. Like, I hadn't seen her in a while. I know she's done a couple things here and there.
She
but
just had a movie. I think it's on Prime
Yeah.
now. But
Oh, The
Last-
Showgirls? Not-
or
well,
maybe it's on Hulu. The Last Showgirl.
The Last Showgirl.
which
Yeah.
was really solid. Like,
It's
yeah.
interesting that this is your ding ding. So they brought her into the WWF at one point. She was going to escort the winner of the Royal Rumble to the main event of WrestleMania.
okay.
So they tell this story where, like, she came in for the Rumble and she was sitting ringside at the Rumble, and everybody was like, she was great, she was wonderful, like, she was so nice, and she was personable and all this other stuff. And
I think I remember her. Was it on
Oh,
a
yeah.
pay-per-view?
Oh yeah,
I think I remember her on there,
she's
yeah.
she's standing behind Shawn Michaels after he wins.
That's why. I was always a Shawn Michaels fan.
That's
so.
what you should have been. But they said when she got to WrestleMania, things were very different for her. In her, like, I think Tommy Lee was in the picture at this point.
Okay.
She was not personable. She may have had some other substance stuff going on, and they pivoted and they brought in Jenny McCarthy.
Okay.
And so, like, you had one person walking out with Pam Anderson, you had one person walking out with Jenny. But it is interesting that, like, and those events are only 4 or 5 months apart. So, like, just the where her life had gone at that point, just in 4 or 5 months, is kind of wild.
Yeah. Well,
and
it's
now
great
it
to
looks
see her
like she's,
back.
I kind of feel the same way about Lindsay Lohan. You look at Lindsay Lohan,
Oh, for sure.
and she looks great. She looks healthy,
Healthy, happy. Yeah.
yeah. And I think Pam Anderson has stopped wearing makeup, like which
in
was
public, like she does in this movie, but she's stopped like at red carpets. wearing it.
which I thought, seeing her in makeup here, I was like, man, she still looks incredible.
Is she
yeah.
not wearing makeup, or is she not doing that just completely like coating your face
I
to
don't
make
think
your
she's
skin
wearing-
look smooth?
When she was on the red carpet, she did not have. I don't think.
I
any
just thought
makeup on.
I thought she had makeup on, but more like normal woman makeup,
Instead of,
you know
like,
what I mean,
Hollywood
as
makeup.
opposed to like completely hiding any freckles or
Maybe sometimes she does,
Yeah.
but I know there's specifically where times where like you can tell she doesn't have eye makeup on or whatever. Whatever. I mean, which is great though. Like that's the kind of stuff we need though with social media. I mean,
Yeah.
especially because everyone only posts the best stuff on social media, and that's obviously unrealistic expectations.
Right.
People don't look like that naturally. So she's trying to do this movement of like, hey, aging naturally. This is what a real human being looks like.
Yeah, right.
It's really cool. But in this movie, the point is she comes back, and it's good to see her again. And
Yeah.
she's really funny. She plays
She's
this role.
very funny.
Yeah, she plays it just like the Priscilla Presley role. It's essentially the same thing.
It is. We talk about Liam Neeson being the perfect replacement for Leslie Nielsen. I think Pam Anderson is the perfect replacement for Priscilla Presley.
She
Like,
fills
she
that role
nails
perfectly.
that role
Yeah,
perfectly.
It's really good. Yeah, she's funny, and the jokes, like her delivery, again, really dry, like they do in these movies, like the stuff with the chair off the beginning.
Oh my God, that's such a great.
Take,
that is a
take
great.
a chair. I already have one.
And then she's like, you know what? I'll take that chair, and then just
She gets
drags
mad
it
second
out.
thought.
and is like dragging it through the office. I mean, it's that stuff. But no, she's great in it. But what it comes down to is, he gets more evidence that, he figures out that Danny Houston is involved in trying to do this stuff. And, plot wise, he ends up taking him down through this ridiculous series of events. I did think it was very funny, that scene, the showdown between Liam Neeson and Danny Houston. Danny Houston is just like, maniacal laughter, evil villaining the movie up. He is pretty ridiculous for
I
the bad
don't
guys
know
in these
why
movies.
anybody would want to kill my brother. Does he have an annoying laugh?
Yeah.
No.
It's great, but he's really good. But he is like really evil in this movie at times, and so at the end, like he's like super villain trying to fight Liam Neeson, and he's got all this tech and everything.
Does he punch him in the stomach?
And Liam Neeson punches him one time, and he goes, "Ow, my tummy hurts really bad."
Yeah, that was really funny. Oh my
So
God.
funny. And Liam Neeson's like, "Do you still want to fight?" And he
like,
goes,
"No."
"No, my tummy still hurts. Is this what happens? Is this what it's so fun?" So I thought he was really good. in
Also,
this
a great
role.
cameo by the greatest wrestler turned actor, Big Dave Bautista.
Ronda Rousey. Oh, Dave Bautista.
I said
Sorry.
wrestler turned actor.
Well,
Not
she's-
greatest athlete of all time.
Yeah. At
Wait
one
a minute,
point.
she's a wrestler and she turned actor.
When did she act?
Fast and Furious.
Oh, good
Dubai
Lord.
building hopping
I
scene. How
forgot
could
about
you
that completely.
Remember when she was supposed to? They were building
Roadhouse.
the Roadhouse reboot around her.
It's why and then she lost that fight, and everybody's like, never mind.
Yeah.
Forget it. Which, in
Oh.
retrospect, given the Roadhouse that we did get, I think I would have rather seen hers. Because that Roadhouse remake is
I haven't seen
it's
it.
so bad. It's so bad.
Okay.
But yeah, Dave Bautista shows up as
Yeah.
Frank Drebin, and
But those are the cameos these movies used to make, right? Like again, like with Weird Al showing up randomly. Like that's another one of those types of humor where you would never expect the person to be in the movie, and for them to even show up for a scene is so silly.
he's like, "Hey, Dave, thanks." He's like, "Oh man, I
Yeah,
hope I didn't screw
Dave's
that
a
up too bad."
stand-in. It's like being at the Oscars and having a stand-in when you go to the bathroom,
Right,
a seat
right.
warmer. Danny Houston's giving him this big speech, right? It's Danny Houston's talking to him, and then all of a sudden it cuts back and
I need one of those for this show. So I can-
seat filler.
yeah.
We'll do it in post. We'll CGI it.
Okay.
But he's like, thanks, Dave.
Thanks, Dave.
And then the next scene, like usually it's a cutaway and that person's just gone. And the next scene, Danny Houston activates the plot device. All the people start going crazy, and they're beating up Dave Bautista.
He's like, "I'm not even in this movie."
Which is just a great gag of like clearly he's literally in the movie, but he's like, "I'm not supposed to be in this movie."
Right.
Really, really funny. But I like Danny Houston. Eventually, like he's like, "I'm gonna get away." He puts on these like wrist cuffs, like an Iron Man type thing.
Yeah.
And tries to fly away, and he goes right into a street lamp and crashes.
It's ridiculous.
It's so dumb, but it's so funny.
Yeah.
But he saves the day, and
Police
Frank-
squad is saved. There's the
Yeah.
running gag where CCH Pounder plays his lieutenant or whatever, and she calls him. She bring Drebin into my office and bring Drebin to me immediately. And of course, he walks into their bedroom,
Yeah.
and her husband's asleep.
That running gag was really good too. They're whispering, "Hey, he's got an interview, and he keeps getting bypassed by Greg or whatever, Dave or whoever, and he's got to get this." And he's like, "Okay."
Lawrence, I'm
I
pulling
love
for you.
how Liam Neeson's character was invested though. He's like, but Roger, he trained Roger.
Yeah.
Like what?
And she's just kind of like, yeah, exactly,
Like you would know.
exactly.
And then at the end she's like, "Get out of here!" And he's like, "Okay, by the way, good luck. We're all rooting for you."
Yeah.
Like, so funny. I mean, that's the thing. Just joke after joke after joke. Yeah, I loved this. I
do
instantly-
wonder, because Liam Neeson doesn't do comedy, right? For the most part, he does not do comedy. He has the Lego Movie is kind of what I think of as like his first kind of foray.
Who was he in that?
He's the cop. He's the cop
right,
that
yep.
switches faces.
Yep.
And I do wonder if
Bad
that
cop.
kind of gave him the gumption to be like, oh, I can do this. Like
I feel like he's a funny person because has he hosted SNL before?
I'm sure he has.
I'm pretty sure he has. Like I've seen him do comedy stuff in little parts, not big movies, but like I've seen him do comedy, and he just seems genuinely like someone that understands humor and that type of stuff. So I was happy to see him be able to actually take the lead in a comedy because you're right. I don't believe he's ever done anything.
I do
like
wonder
this.
if this is going to open up a different avenue for like Taken is one of those things where it's kind of like nobody knew what that was going to be. And
when
that-
he said he's done with that, he said he's
That's what I'm
73.
saying. Like,
He doesn't
I
want to
hope that-
do those type of movies anymore.
but he just did one not too long ago.
Really?
Yeah,
And he's made a lot of like these direct to video nothing.
Yeah.
Like we couldn't get Bruce Willis anymore type of movies.
Well,
But I think he's saying like I don't want to do that anymore.
Yeah.
Like,
That's fair.
and that's the great thing. Like Leslie Nielsen, look at how his career went from dramas to this, and then he did that for the rest of his career. Like Liam Neeson
Also-
still can do that.
a guest host of WrestleMania.
Oh,
Liam Neeson was on the lookout for the Undertaker. In like whatever WrestleMania that was.
Liam Neeson?
No.
Or Leslie Nielsen?
Leslie Nielsen.
Leslie
Hulk
Nielsen.
Hogan was finally defeated by the Undertaker.
That's right.
Yeah.
Conked him on his head.
No, I meant just last week.
Oh.
I was like, well, they did wrestle at one point, and yeah.
You know what this movie needed, in my opinion, was we needed, and this would have only been for the film nerds, we needed like a 2-minute scene of Liam Neeson jumping a fence.
That would have been good if he parodied himself a little bit.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Because when he did that interview, that's the first thing I thought of was the fence. He needed a stunt double to go over the fence.
Well, that's we talk about influences of the Naked Gun stuff. You're gonna tell me that Edgar Wright and Simon Pegg, like they were not, Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz,
Sure.
like those are Hot Fuzz is 100% influenced by the Walking Dead, by the Naked Gun.
Yeah.
Like that movie, everybody plays it straight. It is goofy as F. It's not like, gags like this, but it's a comedy that is played 100% straight by everybody.
Yeah, I love that type of humor. I love it when they play it straight and the situations are absurd, the things they say are absurd, but they own what they're saying. Like they 100% are delivering these lines, earnestly.
Yes.
And it's
that's
so
how these
funny.
work. That's how these movies work.
It is.
When
Absolutely.
you're winking at the camera, it doesn't have the same effect.
And that's funny. It's funny when they do it like one time, right? If a movie has that moment where they wink at the camera because something is so silly or a callback, and like at the end credits of this movie, which you guys probably didn't stay for the post credits.
I did.
You did? Okay,
Yeah, I did.
so I'm like in this type of movie that's known for funny credits and stuff.
Yeah.
But like they talk to the camera, and like that's funny. If you've been watching us the whole time,
Did you see the salad dressings in the credits?
No, what were they?
Well, there's a whole, they're going through the whole credits, and then there's one that
they
says
list-
like set dressing, and then says salad dressing, and it just
that's
lists like ranch, Italian, blue cheese, like in the credits.
And there's an
that's-
eye chart.
Yeah.
That's something that they started doing with Airplane. Airplane has a lot of credits like that, and they did it in Naked Gun as
Right.
well. But like, it's kind of a
Did you say for the Weird Al thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah. I stayed all the way to the
Yeah,
end.
that was
believe
good.
it.
He's, what are we doing here, guys? There's no one there at the bunker where he's supposed to be now, like performing for the rest of his life.
Right.
That was good. But yeah, I think this movie nails the tone. The jokes are funny. The actors are all in. Paul Walter Hauser, who's just
great.
showing up in everything.
Yeah.
We just saw him in
Good for
Fantastic Four last week.
That's right.
Yeah, he's
Did
good.
you
as
watch that
Edson.
show on Apple TV? The one with Taron Egerton?
Oh no, it got a lot of
Holy
critical
shit.
acclaim. Is it
He
good?
is unnerving in that movie.
I thought he was so good in the Eastwood movie. I thought he was so good in that role. Richard
Jewell.
Richard Jewell.
He
Yeah.
was so good in that. That's what really, he's been consistently good. I'm glad he didn't get canceled. Remember, he said some insensitive stuff on Twitter or whatever
Oh,
a
he
couple
did?
years ago. I'm glad that he's still showing up. Yeah, just, the usual dumb stuff that people
He's
say.
wrestling now too. Paul Walter Hauser
What?
is a professional wrestler. Yeah.
Maybe that was his career, like if he had to make a career
I think
jump,
he said he
would-
was like, it's one thing I've always wanted to do, and I just started, and like I got to a point where I could train, and he's wrestling now.
But he's really funny and he's really talented. I'm glad that he, because he was in I, Tonya too? Was he one of the goons?
he
in I,
was
Tonya?
he was
He was
the
Richard
Jeff Galooly.
Jeff Galooly.
Yeah.
He
Like,
was great in that.
He is. He's a really good
He's
actor.
on Cobra Kai. Like he's
Yeah.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. He plays an adult who goes to learn karate at the dojo, and he's just an idiot. Like
That's funny.
He's great, and I also like that he just seems like a guy who's really enjoying. Like, I didn't think I'd be booking this much work.
Yeah,
Right
exactly.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a character actor that can just he's that guy, and whatever he shows up in, you recognize him. He's really good in what he does. But another thing about this movie too, like they do the stuff where like Liam Neeson is like backflipping around, and like even from the bank heist when he grabs a guy, but then it's clearly a dummy.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what a
like,
great-
They do
yeah.
all that kind of stuff where they don't have to try like. Usually in movies, if they're low budget, they would have stupid stuff that like, yeah, clearly that's fake. But like these movies purposefully make it look as bad as possible because it's so clearly not what you're supposed to.
This will be my last wrestling reference. Did you catch who the bartender was?
Yeah, that's
Cody Rhodes.
Cody Rhodes, yeah.
Which I
thought that was really
I was
random.
like, well, that's so random that
Yeah.
he's in this movie. But good. I mean, good
Yeah.
for him.
But yeah, it's like it's paying respect to the movies that came before it. Clearly, Akiva and Seth MacFarlane, they're fans of this type of humor. They have all the callbacks that aren't winking, like you said. They're not flashbacks, but they're like in the spirit of. They have all those same kind of gags. They modernize it. I like all the stuff with the technology. Like now he's breaking cell phones everywhere he goes. That's another
Not
good
even just
running
cell
gag.
phones, landlines.
Right, landline. So he's just like, usually in a movie, he's probably even done it in Taken or whatever. You snap the flip phone so you can't access it. He's going to house phones. He's going every phone he finds, he breaks in half. And that's so it's his commentary on technology, self-driving cars, and all that. But then like paying respect to the past as well. So it was a hit for me. I want to.
It was absolutely
I want to watch
a hit
it
for me.
again.
I thought it was. I had a blast in a theater with it. I was shocked. I did not think it was going to be this good.
I was cautiously optimistic, and when the good reviews came out, I'm like, okay, and they just kept coming out. I'm like, all right, I think we're good.
Yeah, this is the kind of stuff that I think, hopefully, it's not burning up the box office, but again, it's getting hammered by two massive tentpole movies. I wonder if
when this goes on streaming, it will be played.
Well,
a trillion times.
I do wonder, like, if this is going to open the door for companies to be like, all right, maybe we can throw this $20 million comedy in theaters and see what happens.
Well, I think this was 60, so...
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
But still, for movies with actors you've heard of and decent production value, like they still do put really good production in when they're not making a joke out of it, when it's not a gag. It looks good. That's decent. And, like, if you can make 30 million opening weekend and have a couple of other solid weekends and put it on streaming, I mean, they're probably happy with that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the problem they're going to run into, I think it made 17 this weekend. And
it only made 17.
Yeah, it came in third. So it was like Fantastic Four, which had a drastic drop,
massive
like 65%. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And,
which is kind of the Marvel drop, right? Like that's a...
Depends on the Marvel movie.
Marvel drops usually front-loaded, like they take 70% drops first week.
I don't know. I know Superman only dropped like 50%.
Yeah, so, Superman was was a better one, but Marvel movies, honestly, they usually are like 70% drops.
But and then Bad Guys came in at number 2, and then this came in at number 3. But the problem they're going to have is that there's like virtually no foreign box office for things like this.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Like so, like that. You can't roll this out in China. It's just not going to make any sense. And so. And which is also why you get a lot fewer theatrically released comedies these days. That's why is like the way the industry has reconfigured itself. It needs that foreign box office, and so that's why you get so many Fast and Furious movies. I mean, they are legitimate big hits, but they're big hits made bigger by foreign box office.
Yeah,
and so like I said, on an English language comedy, like you can't roll that out in China.
Yeah, it's not going to make any
work.
sense.
Yeah.
But this is a movie that when I watched it, I know it sounds like I'm 100 years old, but this is one of those they don't make them like this anymore type movies.
No, they don't. No.
Right? Because like humor, like we said, went a very different direction when you've got the old schools, the Todd Phillips, the Apatows, like humor changed. Like comedy movies weren't just silly spoofs and parodies and joke movies. They were more trying to say something or whatever. They just shifted the way comedies were. And like this was a movie that I remember growing up with, and it felt just like those movies. And I wouldn't mind seeing movies that you could just laugh at without having to think that much about them.
It's not an easy thing to do, and they don't make money.
Yeah.
Well, that's
I mean, that's why you get Happy Gilmore 2 on Netflix.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now you
Coming
can't
to
laugh
America
at that, but
2
you
was on
cannot
Netflix
think
too.
about during it. What's that?
Wasn't Coming to America on Netflix as well?
Prime. No, that was on Amazon Prime.
Oh, okay.
That was an MGM.
Amazon
movie.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
We get to watch all your James Bond movies now.
Yeah. So anyway, I guess that is it for this one. Let's go around the virtual table, and everyone can say where to find them.
This is Joe. You can follow me on the Twitter and all other social medias at Joey Butts, BUTTS21.
This is Kevin. Follow me on Twitter at Kevin R. Brackett.
And this is Tom. Follow me on Blue Sky or Threads at Tom O'Keefe Jr. or on Facebook at facebook.com/Tom O'Keefe. You can find the show online at facebook.com/Reboot real spoilers. While you're there, like the page, join the group. Don't forget our Patreon. We're broke and need your love and money, but really your money. You can hate us and still give us money. That's okay too.
Hate watch
we're
us.
not,
That's fine.
We're not proud. And also don't forget you can watch all of these over on YouTube. If you're doing that right now, you're supposed to smash the subscribe button, which I'm of the age where smash meant having sex with. So I guess
Used to be.
if you're over 35, hit the subscribe button with your penis or vagina
Yeah,
or
just use
both.
the tip. Just use the tip of your dick to
That's
touch
what
the
you got.
subscribe button on your phone.
Like, I really didn't have to use the chicken button, but you're going to make me do it in the last minute of this episode?
You're damn right.
Yeah,
so,
you're lucky I don't have maracas.
Yes. So anyway, there's all that. Thanks for tuning in. And until next time, Steel launches Rancor into space.
Get ready for a spoiler. Won't say it twice, 'cause we all